Hello, everyone. Let us talk about membrane carbohydrates and blood types. While blood types might be considered a biology or medicine topic, carbohydrate chemistry is of great importance for the most commonly considered blood classification, the A, B, O blood types. The blood types are named after antigens that are found on the surface of the red blood cells, and these antigens are simple chains of sugars. Let us recall that membranes of animal plasma cells have large numbers of relatively small carbohydrates bound to them. In fact, the outside of most plasma cell membranes are literally sugar coated. These membrane bound carbohydrates are part of the mechanism by which cell types recognize one another and, in effect, act as biochemical markers. Let us first consider this polysaccharide segment, which consists of fucose and acetyl galactosamine, galactose, and acetyl glucosamine and glucose. This is the detailed structure of each sugar. This is glucose and acetyl glucosamine, galactose, and acetyl galactosamine, and fucose. To see the importance of these membrane-bound carbohydrates, let us consider this figure. So this figure consists of a lipid bilayer of the red blood cell. These are the carbohydrate segments. For type O, this is the carbohydrate segment. For type A, this is the carbohydrate segment. And likewise for type B. The type of oligosaccharides present on the surface of the red blood cells determine a person's blood type. These surface-bound carbohydrates, designated as A, B, and O, act as antigens. The sugars, the sugar chain consists of glucose, galactose, and acetylglucosamine. The green one is galactose and the gray one is fucose. But um, in addition to this segment, ito ang common sa kanila. Type A has A antigen which is N-acetyl galactosamine. It carries anti-B antibodies or against B antigen. Type B carries B antigen, which is galactose. It has an anti-A antibodies or against A antigen. The A and B antigens differ only in a side chain on the terminal sugar. So, magkaiba lang sila dito. If both A and B antigens are present, the blood type is AB. Type O has no antigen on the red blood cells. But take note, we are talking only of the red blood cell, and this does not include the plasma. The plasma or serum portion of the blood is another story. This figure shows you that Type A has N-acetylgalactosamine antigen on the surface of the red blood cell. Type B has galactose. Type AB has both, and type O has none. But in addition to the antigens on the red blood cells, the serum contains antibodies. These are immune proteins that can identify and attack foreign cells. So when transfusing blood, one has to be careful to use only compatible types to avoid adverse reactions. While type O is the universal donor for red blood cells, the very rare type AB is the universal donor when it comes to plasma or serum because of the lack of antibodies in its serum. So yung AB, wala siyang antibody sa kanyang serum. And these are the references for this presentation.